Right, we're back. This is going to be a tough one. Well, some tough subjects to talk about on the podcast today. Right, here we go. Let's go. Guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time of the day it is you're listening to me here. Welcome back to the Moore Army podcast for another episode of the Moore Army podcast Unleashed. Hope we're all doing well, as always. Welcome back to the RG Bargy here of the Moore Army podcast. Welcome back for another episode. What a week it's been since the last time I spoke to you 7 days ago here on the podcast. I've got some things I want to talk about today, plenty of stuff to talk about as usual here on the podcast, but also got some of your questions to answer to as well. But we're back for another episode, and let's get ready to rock and roll. Anyway, guys, yes, it's been a bit of an emotional week. So it has since the last time I spoke to you. If you're a Liverpool fan like myself, obviously today is a very special day for me. Today is my 44th birthday. Well, hey, go me. If you're tuning in today to listen to my birthday podcast, I will talk about that in just a little bit later on down in the episode. But I got some some interesting stories to talk about today, some sad stories to talk about today on the podcast. So let's get right into it as well. Now, guys, as you all probably know, I postponed last Thursday's episode of the podcast. Due to the news that came out this past Thursday of Liverpool forward Diogo Jota and his brother Andrea Silva. But we'll talk about that sort of subject in just a short few moments. But yes, we were cancelled the podcast last Thursday out of respect for that tragic news that came out of Spain last Thursday lunchtime. But yeah, we are back today as normal, back to trying to move forward and move on. And we're back here today to bring you another podcast here on the Moore Army podcast. But before I go any further into today's episode of the program, just the usual housekeeping stuff as I like to talk about here on the podcast every week before we move forward. If you would like to get in touch with us here at the Moore Army podcast, you can certainly do it by the following methods. Obviously, you know how to contact us by now. If you're a regular listener, you can contact us by email. Which a lot of you do, by the way. Still use email. Some people don't use email anymore, but a lot of you out there still use email. moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. You can contact us on social media, which is on Facebook, Moore Army YouTube channel, Facebook page. Go on there, drop us a wee like on there, guys. Would appreciate it. Drop us a message on the Facebook page or my Instagram personally, which is official Matthew Moore. You can drop us a message on there, which I always put up on my story on Instagram the day before the podcast. If you want to drop your messages into your questions and stuff like that, you can certainly do that. You can DM them to me, or you can answer it on the wee question section on my story the day before the podcast. Also, if you want to go to our website, moorearmy.co.uk, you can get your Moore Army merchandise. You can watch all the YouTube videos. You can listen to the podcast. You can basically be a part of the Moore Army hub on there. It's moorearmy.co.uk. Also, if you want to check out our good friends and partners here at the Moore Army podcast, FTBL Spot, for all your football needs, whether it be mystery shirt in the box, classic football shirts, football boots, and much more. You can check them out on Instagram. Just search FTBL Spot. That's FTBL and then space Spot, or also on Facebook. And also, if you're watching this here on YouTube, guys, as well, listen to this podcast right now, go into the description of this video, check out the link for their website, and if you go and contact them directly, tell them you're part of the Moore Army, they will give you a special discount code at checkout for all your purchases. That's FTBL Spot, our good friends here of the Moore Army podcast. And hope they're all doing well as well, because they're a good bunch of people who run that good place, and they got some great stuff on there, especially if you're into your classic shirts and your mystery shirts in the box. Really, really good stuff. FTBL Spot, guys, go and check them out. They are a great friend of the Moore Army as well. Guys, well, where's going to start? I know I'll probably sound a bit sort of groggy here this morning. I know I shouldn't be. It's my bloody birthday today. But, yeah, I turned 44 today. I know, 44 today. Dear, oh dear, where has the time gone? I feel like an old bastard, so I do. Just sat down this morning, first coffee of the morning, and went, 44. 44 years of age. Where the hell is the time bloody gone to? Hell, by the time November comes around, I'll have a 20-year-old daughter. And I'll have a almost 16 coming 17-year-old, 16-year-old son now. He'll be 17 next year. It's like, where the hell does time go? Like, I remember, like it was yesterday, I was 24 when Burke was first born. You know what I mean? Time goes by so quickly, guys, and this is why I always tell people all the time, life's too fucking short. 1 minute you're 20, and the next minute you blink your eyes and you're 40. I know obviously you're probably, older listeners are probably thinking, Jesus Christ, Matthew, you're only 44, you're not that bloody old. But, yeah, the way I feel at the minute, especially with my bad back and everything else at the minute, and trying to get that all sorted out too as well, it's just, it makes you feel like about fucking 74. But yes, guys, I am 44 today. I turned 44 this morning today, so yes, I'm going to be doing very, very little for my birthday, as I like to sort of not make big of a fuss for my birthday, as I always do. You know, birthday for me is like another day. You know, I'm just sort of hoping to have just a wee quiet one this day. Well, saying that there, Lewis wants to take me out later on to go and play some darts at that local darts place we've been playing at the last few times, and then obviously he wants to bring Tony along too as well, and we'll have a bit of a birthday afternoon out, should we say, and have some darts, maybe have a bit of bite to eat, and I don't know when I'm going to be out afterwards, to be quite honest with you. But at the moment, my plans for my birthday is pretty much nothing. Yep, I'll be pretty much doing absolutely zero. Well, in saying that, their mother wants for all of us to go out for dinner some night this week to celebrate my birthday, but I told her not to make a fuss. But mothers are mothers, and she wants to, it's your birthday, you have to celebrate your birthday. And I'm going, I couldn't give a shit. It's a birthday. You know, that's just me. You know, for the last 20 odd years, a birthday for me it's just passed by like a normal day, because I've obviously been doing things with the kids and, you know, working and doing our bits and bobs like. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I turned 44 now, and I'm sort of thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, I'm only 6 years away from 50. Where does the time go? But I want to thank you, all you guys out there, because I put it out on my Instagram story yesterday about the podcast being obviously my birthday, and you know, talk about all the different subjects and stuff like that there. And I just want to say thank you to all you guys for sending me birthday messages. I really do appreciate it. Every year, and there's ones out there who are dedicated, loyal fans, never forget my birthday every year. Every year on YouTube, they just send me messages, and that's it. You know, it's awful nice to take that time out of your day to send me a message. So for everybody who has emailed or Facebooked or Instagrammed or whatever, you know, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. You don't understand what it means, you know, the fact that people actually do remember your birthday and do contact you. You know, it's nice to hear from you. It really, really is nice to hear from you. Some of the birthday messages I've received have been absolutely amazing. You know, some people saying, like, you know, I was reading a couple there early this morning saying, like, happy birthday, you know, you're a great dad, and, you know, you should be proud of your kids and all that there, and I hope you have a great day and all that there. And it's just be things like that there that sort of make you smile, you know. But it's great to hear from you all, and I do appreciate it. I'm going to get into some of your questions later on here in the episode, but yes, I turned 44 today. Matthew's now officially an old bastard. Anyway, moving on. Some of the subjects to talk about today. The first one I want to talk about is a really bit of a... I've been trying to build myself up all weekend to talk about this, because again, it's a big subject to talk about for the podcast, and it's just one of those things in life that happens out of nowhere, and it just literally knocks you off your feet. You know, waking up last Thursday morning to get up and start my day and getting on in the morning, getting on my bits and bobs, and then the next minute my mobile phone blows up. People who I know from football, people I know, friends, People who I know from Liverpool directly, all contacted me saying, "Did you hear the news? Did you hear the news? Did you hear the news?" And to wake up and find it, and I start that day last Thursday and find out that news that Liverpool striker Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva was tragically killed in a car crash. It was like one of those things. I woke up, or something, I first got the news coming through my phone. You know when you get those like social media pages that sort of give you that sort of fake news. Oh, did you hear about such and such sad news about this celebrity and that's that? You sort of look at things like that and you go, Jota? Like, nah, it's bullshit. There's no way he's away. Absolutely no chance. And then you come down the stairs and you put on the telly and every channel, news wise and sports wise and everything else, breaking news: Diogo Jota and his brother killed tragically in a car crash. And I'm looking at that and going, what? It's like, how? Like, what the fuck? It's like, there's no way it happened. There's no way. Diogo Jota, Liverpool striker. Like, I've seen that guy play so many times, and like, what? It's like this time, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, he was on the pitch at Anfield celebrating the Premier League trophy, and, he was playing, he won the UEFA Nations League with Portugal, and what? It's like, how the fuck is that possible? Like, you sit there and you think to yourself for a second, this is not real. I must be still sleeping or dreaming from the night before. But it was true. The fact that Jota and his brother, Andre Silva, was killed in a car crash. Now, only the information I know so far of the incident is that they were driving in the car and apparently the tire had burst or exploded, which made the car go off the road. Obviously, skid off the road down in the ditch and exploded into flames. And they were both killed on impact, instantly killed. And the car was in flames. It's a tragic, fucking heartbreaking, can't believe it happened news. And the funeral service for the both of them there was on Saturday. And I was watching a bit of it there live on the telly before I headed off to watch a local football game there at the weekend. And it was just like, is this not real? There was no way. And then seeing outside Anfield, where the Hillsborough Memorial is just across from it, they have that wee sort of green patch of grass area where they have like the memorial sort of tiles in the ground, where people obviously have their that part of the ground actually is where the old Liverpool legends, where there's benches and all with legends, players' names and all and stuff like that. That whole area is just covered with flowers and balloons and wreaths, and when I see things like that outside Anfield, it automatically give me a flashback as a kid, the time of Hillsborough. I don't know, a lot of you younger listeners out there remember Hillsborough. If you even go onto Google and search up Anfield pitch Hillsborough, you'll see Anfield, the pitch was completely covered in flowers. Now, obviously, Liverpool couldn't let people into the stadium this time because they were holding big concerts there over the summer. And I think they're maybe finished now. And obviously, they're taking the construction down of the big stage and laying the new pitch for the new season, so they couldn't let anybody in. So they obviously had to have it outside the ground. But I mean, the outpour of flowers and people visiting the ground every day. I mean, I was supposed to go to Liverpool actually for a couple of days at the end of last month into this month, just for a couple of days. I haven't been to Liverpool since, March, maybe, February, March. And I just wanted to get away for a day or two, just to go to Liverpool for a couple of days to sort of, maybe just switch off for a wee bit and have a few days in the city and just go and do things that I like to do in the city. But I decided not to go because I knew if I had went to Anfield, it would have been too freaking heartbreaking. I know I should have went still, but I didn't. And just seeing outside the ground and all the fans coming, and it's not even that. It's just people coming from other clubs. Everton done a lovely thing where they sent a player over with the staff and stuff, and they lay flowers. And there's people from other clubs. Like, I've seen people outside the ground in Man United shirts, Arsenal shirts, Everton shirts, all different clubs, just paying respects. I mean, former players turning up at the ground. Jordan Henderson was there, just to name one. But it's just one of those situations in life, guys. You just don't. It doesn't seem real. You know, it's like he was actually an active player. I mean, obviously you hear about past players and all passing away. I mean, I was talking to my friend Cameron the other day about that. We were heading off to football on Saturday, and his car, and we were saying, like, you know, you see all these players standing on the pitch doing the minute silence for ex-players and stuff like that. You know, players have passed away maybe from illness or old age, or, you know, but you wouldn't imagine standing there, like the likes of Jota standing there paying tribute to people who've passed away and stuff over the years and stuff, and not knowing the fact that could be you, so young, in your prime, still active as a player, playing for a club, and all of a sudden it's all ripped away. You know, it's fucking heartbreaking, you know, and I've been sort of sitting around here the last few days and sort of trying to wrap my head around it, going, I was like, is it actually real? Like, Jota's gone, you know. It's different when a player comes and goes and they leave a club and, you know, they go off and they sign for another club and you maybe see them again. Like, for example, Trent Alexander-Arnold's left Liverpool there. You know what I mean? And obviously he's away playing for Real Madrid now, and obviously, you know, over the years we've lost players, you know, and big clubs lose players all the time and they move on and you sort of get on with it, and obviously you're heartbroken that one of your main players leave, but to leave the way that when someone passes away like that is just a completely different kettle of fish. And I'm sure that the whole atmosphere around Liverpool at the minute, especially at the likes of, you know, Melwood and you know, all those different, there's anything to do with the players and the staff and all, it's just unbelievable. I mean, the players were supposed to come back to training on the 4th of July. It was put back till tomorrow, or today, sorry, it's Tuesday. They're due back today, actually, Tuesday. They were supposed to be playing Preston this weekend. I don't know why it's still going to go ahead or not in a pre-season friendly. It's just, it just makes you think to yourself that life's too freaking short. You know, me personally, from a personal perspective, obviously I've been going through a lot of personal issues over the last lot of years, which I openly talked about here on the podcast a few weeks ago. But when you see things like that, it makes you think to yourself, holding grudges against people, you know, all the things that you've done in your life, bad and good, you know, you think to yourself, I mean, I've been sitting here thinking over the weekend going, frick me, I mean, I'm no angel. I mean, I've obviously made mistakes in my life and, you know, I've made good decisions, bad decisions and things like that. But again, you know, I'm grateful to be here still. And I know obviously I have my personal battles and stuff like that, which I struggle with a lot of, mostly every day, guys. I struggle with a lot of days where I don't even want to leave the house. And obviously you see me on YouTube and I'm always trying to put a smile on and trying to get up and get on with life and stuff like that. But really on the inside, your days where you do struggle, and I do struggle quite a bit. And I'm not afraid to admit that. But it makes me appreciate that I'm still here. And when I hear about that, when I seen that Jota thing as well the other day about his wife and his 3 daughters. I mean, he was only married, 2 weeks? Not even 2 weeks, a week and a half maybe. And then 3 kids left behind without a dad. You know what I mean? You sort of sit here and you think to yourself, Jesus, I think my life's fucking bad. I mean, well, obviously, you know, everybody has their own things in their life that they're dealing with. But to have it taken all away so young in life, and I'm sitting here thinking a lot as well about his parents. The fact that they lost their 2 sons on the same day at the same time. And that's another thing too. I was talking to a friend of mine who ran into it the weekend, her and her partner Lillian and Richard at the weekend. I saw them at the football game, I was talking to them as well. And I was saying to them, you know, that's one of my biggest fears about whenever I had kids was, you know, losing your kid before you go. It's a big fear of a parent. And I know it's a touchy subject to touch on, but that's a true fact. Nobody ever wants to lose their children. You know what I mean? But Jota's parents are now lost 2 sons, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, their hearts must be shattered into a million pieces. And I've sat here for a few days thinking about all that and going, fucking hell, life's too bloody short, man. You know what I mean? I've openly said this to people, and I've said this in the podcast, you know, I don't want to hold, I mean, my own personal experiences. I mean, for years, I was always my own worst enemy, holding grudges against people and hating people and disliking people and all. But see, as you get older and you realise to yourself that life's too short. You know, 1 minute they're here, and the next minute you're not. Personal tragedy like that is absolutely hurt. I mean, I've had my own tragedies as well. I've obviously losing my best friend and people I know very, very well too as well, but over the years. But things like that is just, I don't even want to imagine what this Jota and this brother Andrea Silva family's going through right now. I mean, the heartache that family, his wife especially, fuck me, Jota's wife must be, they've known they're childhood sweethearts. I've seen all the tributes online over the last few days, and I've seen all the videos that people have been making through AI and all the tributes and stuff. And I've seen all the tributes at concerts. The likes of Oasis made a big dramatic return to the world. Their first gig in, I don't know what it was, 16, 17 years in Cardiff. They paid tribute to Jota, which was absolutely incredible. We've had Ozzy Osbourne and Philip Park done it 2 nights ago. Robbie Williams done it as well. All these different people supporting acts for big groups as well. All these different groups have been sort of, and big concerts and all, been paying tribute. Football players as well. I mean, Jesus, the amount of players I've seen doing the famous Diogo Jota celebration, you know, over the last few days. And it's a hard one to wrap your head around, guys. It really, really is. I mean, not just because of the fact that I'm a Liverpool fan. Even if I wasn't a Liverpool fan, I'd still be heartbroken for the club and obviously his friends and family. And, you know, it's a hard one to take. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a strange season ahead for Liverpool. Now, currently at the moment, as we speak right now, I am planning and hopefully going to the first home game of the season against Bournemouth, and that's going to be a big night for Liverpool. Now they are due to play a pre-season friendly at Liverpool at Anfield. I think it's the end of July, but I think they're going to leave a big sort of like proper memorial sort of thing for them at Anfield on the night of the Bournemouth game. And if I am at that game, that's going to be one hell of a night. It's going to be one of those nights where it's going to be tears galore. It's going to be absolutely fucking heartbreaking. So it is, and I'm sorry to swear there, but it's going to be heartbreaking. And if I am in attendance that night, I'm not ashamed to admit that I probably will bawl my eyes out as well. Because it's going to be one of those nights where it's going to be not easy to be a Liverpool fan, believe me. But again, in closing towards the end of this subject, guys, I just want to obviously send my thoughts and prayers to Jota and his brother Andrade Silva's family at this sad time, because obviously it's a bit of a... I just don't want to imagine what they're going through right now. It's just horrendous. So it is absolutely horrendous what they're going through, and I feel so bad for them as well. You know, it's just and that's why I decided on Thursday to not put the podcast out and just close it for the day and just take a day or two off and just do nothing. Don't even do a vlog or nothing. And I've had a couple of people coming in so far saying, "Where's the podcast on Thursday? Why have you published it yet?" I've already said that, and I'm telling you again, this is the reason why I've done it. And if you can't respect that, then I just don't want you listening to my podcast anymore. I don't want you being a follower anymore, because if you don't show respect towards that, then so be it. I've had a lot of football fans who've contacted me from all sides of the fence: Arsenal fans, United fans, Chelsea fans. You know, saying to me, you know, it's really sad, and you know, it's heartbreaking. But you know, it's life can be so cruel, and that was a cruel situation. So it's going to be a tough few months ahead for Liverpool and obviously his family and friends and whatnot. But it's a hard one to deal with, guys. And so yeah, thoughts and prayers once again with Jota and Andre's mum and dad and families and everybody else around him, his wife and kids, and those kids. It's just absolutely freaking heartbreaking. So that's why, guys, I don't think the reason why, guys, I didn't do any podcast last week and stuff like that. We just decided to switch off for a while and just let it mark of respect, should we say, for the last few days. But yeah, it's not an easy one to take, but again, life can be so friggin' cruel. Anyway, guys, yes, moving on, a couple of things I want to talk about today on the podcast as well. There's a couple of More tragedies in the world right now. A big massive flood in Texas. I'm sure you've probably seen that over the last 24, 48 hours. Texas summer camp, or apparently there's been massive floods in Texas. More than 80 people have been confirmed, as of I'm reading this out to you today, have been confirmed as dead. A girls' summer camp, and apparently there was a summer camp nearby where the flood was, and apparently at least 27 girls and staff have been amongst those killed as well for summer camp. An outbore, I'm trying to see here actually what happened. It says here, we're now into day 5 of the searching. It was a flash flood in the center of Texas. And apparently, as we speak today, now there could be more after this podcast because they put over 80 people have been killed, which is just absolutely fucking heartbreaking. More tragedy in the world. Massive flood in Texas and more people dying, which is so bloody sad. And I'm hoping that there's no more casualties, and, again, thoughts and prayers go out to the families over there in Texas. Absolutely, the fucking world is just so heartbreaking at times. Guys, what I want to talk about too as well was yesterday, which would have been Monday. It was the 20th anniversary of the London bombings, the 7/7 as they call it. 20 years ago in 2005, I remember that like it was yesterday. There was attack on London where train stations and a double-decker bus was all attacked for a bomb attack in London back on the 7th of July 2005, and it's been 20 years since that happened. I mean, 20 years ago, I can't remember. I remember like it was yesterday because I remember I was working that day, was I? I think I was maybe working that day, And I remember hearing about it in work and then coming home and speaking to the wife at the time about it, and she was pregnant with Brooke at the time. And I remember just sitting watching all them incidents in them train stations, and obviously that double-decker bus and stuff like that. The whole top of that bus blew off, and just the pictures being shown live on TV of what happened that day. And I mean, I can't believe it's been 20 years since that happened. I mean, it's just been, it was a tragic day again in the history. And obviously this sounds like a very tragic podcast today, but it's just a wee thing that's popped up today. I mean, obviously, it's been a 20-year anniversary, but I can't believe it's been 20 years. It's just craziness. The fact that, it's been 20 years since that day. I mean, all those people lost their lives that day, and people were tragically injured, and it was just, horrific. But yesterday there was a whole thing in London took place, and obviously in the memory of the people who were involved in that day. But I mean, 20 years ago, guys, I can't believe it. Like, I remember like it was bloody yesterday. So I do. But here's some interesting news that I saw. I was reading this on, was it Sunday? And I made a wee note here on my iPad to read it out today. Is it me or is Elon Musk losing the fucking plot? Is he really losing the plot? Like, what's going on? Obviously, you seen him at the rallies whenever Donald Trump was trying to become the president. Obviously know about his business dealings and what he owns and what he doesn't own and stuff like that. But apparently he announced on Sunday that he wants to make up his own political party to run against the other parties. He wants to call this party the American Party is formed, and to give the Republicans and Democrats a run for their money. And apparently he wants to run against Donald Trump, who we all thought that he was friends with. These billionaires are just, some of these billionaires are just fucking lunatics. But apparently Donald Trump isn't best pleased about it. He says that he's apparently been completely off the rails. As he was asked yesterday, was it yesterday or whatever it was, he was asked in an interview, Mr. Trump, what do you think of this here? And he goes, he's lost the plot. These billionaires who think they can just go into politics and just do whatever the fuck they want. And the fact that people get behind him and support them. So, what do you think, guys? Do you think Elon Musk has lost the plot? I think he probably has. He wants to set up his new own party and go against these Republicans and Democrats. It's a bit like here in the UK with obviously this new party Reform going against, the Labour Party and the Conservatives and whatever else, all the other smaller parties too. But honest to fuck, politics for me is just, politics just drives me absolutely up the friggin' walls. So it does. I don't know. I give up. So it does. I really do give up. But yeah, that's just a couple of things I want to talk about on the podcast today. Because I know a lot of people ask me questions all the time about Elon Musk and stuff, and then just when I seen that on Sunday, I thought I must bring that up on the podcast and on Tuesday and see what you think about that. Do you think he'd be good for politics? I think he'd be a complete twat, but anyway, that's just my opinion on it. Unfriggin' believable. Here's another thing too I want to talk about this week as well, guys. A lot of you have been sort of saying to me what have I got planned for the month of July and stuff. Well, here's some good news for you today. Get your sunscreen ready, because apparently this week and the next week as well, it's going to be absolutely fucking baking. It's going to be to the point where you will literally be sweating and melting like butter in a microwave. The heat wave is coming. Now, here in Northern Ireland, the biggest temperature apparently we're going to get to is maybe 26. But they're saying over in the mainland, apparently London could be reaching at least as much as up to maybe 40 degrees. I think maybe me and Lewis might go to London a wee bit earlier just to go and get some heat. So yes, guys, if you're here in the UK or Ireland or whatever, prepare yourself, because apparently the heat wave is coming and you're going to be a little bit toasty. So recording this podcast today, the weather I'd say is not bad, but apparently over the next couple of days, it's going to be absolutely roasting. So get your barbecues ready, get your hot tubs at the go, your paddling pools for your kids and everything else, because apparently the heat wave's coming and we are going to be absolutely fucking toasted. What am I going to do with all that nice weather? Well, if it's still nice in the evening time, I think I might just take myself down to the beach for a nice couple of walks and just chill out at beaches and go for nice walks here and there. And if it's nice at the weekend, I might just go and take myself out for the day somewhere. Don't know where, but I might go somewhere. So prepare yourselves, get your Factor 50 at the ready, and do not listen to what the fucking news tells you. Oh, it's too warm. Yeah, I seen them all like yesterday. I seen a couple of people talking about it on Facebook saying, oh, the Beeb and the fucking all these arseholes are telling people it's going to be too warm, they have to stay at home. What is it, fucking lockdown again? You know, oh, it's too sunny, it's too warm, stay at home, don't go out the door, lock yourself up, don't go out. Oh, piss off. Honest to God, get plenty of sun cream. If you've got sensitive skin, wear a hat. Enjoy the lovely summertime weather, because you know what it's like here in the UK and Ireland. The winters are fucking terrible. So whenever we get a nice bit of warm weather, enjoy it. Because I can't remember, I think the last time I had a really nice summer was during lockdown. We're all locked in the house like fucking animals. So enjoy the heat wave, guys, but be careful. Obviously, wear sun cream and take your precautions, especially if you have skin conditions or small children, for example. You know, enjoy the weather. Enjoy it. Fuck the news people. Oh, you have to stay at home and don't be going out the door and lock yourself. Oh, piss off. You know what I mean? It's the summertime. That's what you're supposed to do. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy it while it lasts. Because knowing our luck, if it lasts for a week or two, then knowing our luck, by the end of July, we'll probably get a fucking winter thunderstorm. Enjoy the weather, guys. You might as well enjoy it, because you know something? You know what it's like here in the UK and Ireland? It doesn't last for long, believe me. Right, guys, going to be into some of your questions. I know you've sent me some questions. You've sent me some birthday questions. Oh, what he is all like. Some of the birthday questions you've sent me is beautiful, and I just cannot believe how many birthday questions you've sent me. But I do appreciate it. Everybody is all saying happy birthday and what's my plans for my birthday and stuff like that. So thank you very much for that. And don't forget, guys, on Thursday's podcast, I am bringing back the Jackass of the Week again. So I'll be putting the thing out on probably later on today or Wednesday on the socials. So if you want to have a suggestion for Jackass of the Week, please let me know what you think. Who you think Jackass of the Week should be for Thursday. Anyway, moving on here, let's have a look here and see now. I'll start off with Instagram, because that's normally the most popular platform where you all send me your birthday messages and what he is like. He's are fucking mad. A lot of you. I love you all, like, but sure, means a lot to me. Right, let's have a look here and see. First of all, let's have a look. Sorry, wait a second, I have a wee cough here. Oh dear, he's coughing the podcast. He must have COVID. Right, I've one here from Sammy. Sammy says on Instagram, apart from football, Matthew, what is your favourite sports? Well, I've said that many a time here on the podcast. I like football. I like darts. I like wrestling. What else would I watch? I'm not a big fan of rugby. Not really a big fan of rugby or American football. That would probably be it, really. That's pretty much it, really. It's just the main ones I would watch. Golf I would watch now and again, but not a big fan of it. Overly big fan of it. I would watch major tournaments and stuff like that if it's interesting, but I'm not really a big fan of it. But that would be pretty much it, really, Sammy. He also adds on the end of his question here, says, who were your favourite WWE, WWF wrestlers growing up, and who are your favourites today? Obviously, my favourite growing up as a kid in the 80s would have been the likes of the $1 Million Man, Hulk Hogan, all those type of ones. Ones from, obviously, in the Attitude Era, you had Stone Cold and The Rock. Nowadays, my favourite would probably be MJF from AEW. Who else would be? Punk. Obviously, I've always liked CM Punk from back in the day. I do like Braun Breaker. He's quite good. He's got a lot of potential for the future. Who else do I like in WWE right now or AEW? There's quite a few. I like Will Ospreay. He's not a bad wrestler. There's quite a few. But again, they're all sort of... It's hard to really pick one now because there's not bloody many of them. But I hope that clears it up for you as well. But Sammy, thank you for your question. And then other questions, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Let's see here now. Where are we? Right, I have an interesting one here from Macaulay. It says here, what's your most embarrassing memory? Do you want me to tell you one? It'll make you piss your pants. Most embarrassing memory? Well, I can remember two as a boy. Two particular ones as a boy. Now, one obviously wasn't my fault because I wasn't well. And the second one was when I was in the Boys Brigade. The first one, when I was about 10 years of age, it was a summer day, and I wasn't well. I mean, I was legitimately ill, and Mum and Dad thought I was playing up. Actually, I wasn't sick. They make kids play up at that age and go, because they don't want to go somewhere, they think, oh, I'll just pretend to be sick, or don't want to go to school or whatever. Mum and Dad were taking me into the city. When we lived in Belfast, they were taking me into town one day, and I'll never forget, it was during the summer holidays, and they were taking me, they wanted to go down to town, and they wanted to go into St. George's Market, which is still there to this day, and I didn't want to go that day. So I kept saying, Mum, Dad, like the 100% hand on heart, legitimately, I was not well that day. I was sick. And my stomach was sore, my head was sore. You know, I felt like I was getting hit by a bus. Mum and Dad thought I was taking the piss. And we get into town for a bit, finally get into St. George's Market, and I felt my stomach being really, really crampy and sore. Now, you probably know where this is going. And I ended up having an accident, should we say. In other words, I shit my pants. And it wasn't my fault, obviously, because I was sick. And Mum and Dad, obviously, I confirmed to them that I actually wasn't joking. Because about 2 weeks beforehand, I would pretend to be sick so I didn't want to go to school. Because I was scared to go to school because I knew I was going to get hit by a bully that day. But that's another story for another day. So yeah, Dad had to rush me into the toilets at St. George's Market. Mum had to go and buy me a pair of shorts. And that was embarrassing. Dad trying to help me get changed in the bloody men's toilets. And I had an accident. It wasn't my fault. I was legitimately sick that day. That's a very embarrassing memory. Another one is whenever I was in the Boys Brigade, or BB as it's called. We had a display thing on, and they needed someone to play the character of Florence Nightingale. Basically put a man in a dress. I know obviously I take the piss out of people here in the podcast and say about, you know, LGBTQ, and I don't mind about people being gay and all that there, but if you want me to be forced to what you like and what you don't like, then don't like it. But I thought I'd just do it for a laugh for my mates. And when I did do it, I'd done it very well, and I got a round of applause at the display and stuff. And then some guy shouts up to me from the audience, well, if you played the part well, big man, but he says, you should have shaved your legs and your arms before you went on and done it. And the whole room burst out laughing. And that was embarrassing for me. So it was. So, yep, 2 embarrassing moments from my life. So there you go. That's a first. So you can, all you each rolls out there can clip this and send it to your wee mates and go, Matthew Muir better to shit themselves on the podcast. because that's all he's ever doing anyway, because I know you share it around, because I get trolls all the time contacting me saying, but you said this on YouTube back in 2016, but then on the podcast you said that. Oh, man, that's yourself a life. But there you are, it's 2 embarrassing memories for you there. Oh, dear. Right, I'll do one more on Instagram before I move on into Facebook and stuff here. It says, right, where are we? David says, happy birthday, Matthew. Bet you wish you were 30 again. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, fuck, I wish I was. Love the podcast. Keep up the great work. Quick question for you today. What's your plans for the day of your birthday? Are you planning doing anything special, or are you planning doing nothing? Well, that's just answered your question at the start of the podcast. No, I'm doing nothing. I'm thinking, I wish the fuck I was 30 again. Because I do wish I was 30 again, because Lewis and Brooke were tiny. Yeah. So I do. But yes, thank you for your birthday message. Appreciate that. There's so many birthday messages here on Instagram, guys. I can't really reply to them all, but thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I'll get in here now to Facebook. Please follow me on Instagram and Facebook, guys. Would appreciate it. Mirror Army YouTube channel on Facebook and official Matthew Mirror on Instagram. Right, let's go into one here on Facebook from Warren. Warren says, hey Matt, how's it going? Hope you're keeping well. Hope you have a great birthday. Thank you very much, Warren, for that. I appreciate it. Just wanting to know, you plan to get back to football anytime soon? I know you've been out of football for over a year now. You're not missing it? Are you and Lewis not missing the trips? Keep up the podcast. Love it every week. Keep up the YouTube channel. Been a long time subscriber. Happy birthday once again, Warren. Yeah, well, I'm wanting to get back to football. At the minute, I'm kind of thinking more along the lines of, yes, I am, but I don't know where to go yet. I've had a few offers on the table, but I don't know what to do. Am I missing the trips with Lewis? 100%. Miss the Saturdays with Lewis. Miss travelling up and down the country with him. Miss all the laughs and giggles that we had. All the arguments that we had. All the bickering that we had. All the grumpy moods. All from Lewis. And all the laughs and giggles and all the memories and stuff. I do miss them all, but this is the part of life where everything changes sometimes, guys. But I do miss it, but I want to get back to football. Yeah, I know this obviously pre-season starting now. I need to start to get my finger in my backside and get somewhere to go, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. So I will definitely get something figured out pretty soon. But thank you for the birthday message as well. Appreciate it. Right, let's get another one here on Facebook. Let's have a look and see. Right, one here from Brandon. Hey, Brandon, where are you from? Let's have a look and see. Nothing at the bottom of the message. Just click on your profile. Brandon, where are you from? Brandon is from. Doesn't say. Anyway, back to your message. Hey, Matthew, how's it going? Love the podcast, but listening to it since its return. Can I just ask you a question? Are you planning to still do your video podcast? Because we'd love to see you sit there and get your initial reaction to anything that's going on in the world. But if not, if you want to keep it the way it is, I tend to enjoy it as well as I listen to you in my car and while I'm out walking my dog as well. Enjoy this podcast. I've been listening to the podcast since the very, very start when you done the podcast on your YouTube channel way back in 2018. Love the podcast. Love the way you speak your mind. Keep up the good work, and also happy birthday. Brandon, thank you for that. Girl, yeah, I remember doing the original podcast back in 2018. Didn't last very long back then, though. But yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it, Brandon. Thank you so much for the birthday message as well. Means a lot. Right, I'll do one more on Facebook here. Let's have a look here and see. Right, I've one here from Alana. Alana, where are you from? Alana, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Dunfermline in Scotland. Back to your question. Hello, Alana from Dunfermline. How you doing? Hey, Matt, how's it going? I see you and Lewis are heading to Glasgow this coming summer for AEW Wrestling. I am going there with my 2 boys. We're hoping to keep an eye out for you as well as we are travelling from Dunfermline to Glasgow for the show. Are you in the city for long, or are you just a pass-by night, one night stay, or are you moving on straight to London afterwards? We hope to run into you because we've been watching your YouTube channel for 3 years now. Keep up the good work. Love the podcast. Alana, we're only in Glasgow for one night, I think it is, maybe. I'm not honestly sure. But if you are, obviously said you're going to the show, drop us a message on the Facebook page, and if I see the message, and if you're about and you're sitting nearby, certainly would love to come over and meet you and say hello. You say you're going with you're going here with your 2 boys. So if you're there, come over and say hello. Be nice to meet you. I'm sure Lewis will love to meet you as well. But yeah, we're going to Glasgow. I think it's maybe like a day and a half, maybe. And then we're flying down to London, obviously, for 5 or 6 days after that too as well. But yeah, it'd be nice to meet you. And thank you for your message, and thank you for the birthday message. But yeah, setting fires will be a message closer to the time. And yeah, we'll keep an eye out for you. And we'll obviously, if we see you there, we'll come over and say hello. And I'll get to say hello to your two boys as well. But thank you very much for being supporters of the channel and obviously listening to the podcast. I do appreciate it. It means a lot. Let's get into the trusty email. The email. I love the emails. mirrorarmypodcast@yahoo.com. I'll do one or two here from the emails before I head down the road here, guys, and because I got to get off here and get out for my birthday this afternoon here. So let's have a look here and see. Right, let's have a look. Mirror Army Podcast. My iPad's been a real pain in the ass today. It just seems to be going really slow when it shouldn't be. Do I actually start printing these questions off instead of actually freaking flicking through social media? Need my head like that. Right, here we go. Hey, we'll hear from David and Claire. David and Claire, what's their surname? Swindon. Joint email. Says, hey Matthew, greetings from Coventry. Ooh, from Coventry. Very good. Just wanted to give you a shout out and say happy birthday. Enjoy the podcast every single week. Always never miss it. Love tuning in. We tune in via Spotify. But my friends at work now are happy they can get the podcast on TuneIn Radio, because a lot of boys use TuneIn Radio to listen to our local radio station as we work in a small construction company. Okay, fair enough. Keep up the good work. Myself and my partner love it every single week. We want you to do more YouTube channel videos, as we feel there's not as many as what there used to be. I know there's not, I apologise for that. But keep up the good work regardless. We love watching your videos. We have been watching for quite a long time. Enjoy your birthday. In brackets, old man. Thank you very much for that, old man. Fucking cheeky bastard. I'm joking. And have a great day. Take care. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yes, Coventry. Was it last year or the year before last? There was another person contacted me from Coventry, and they were part of a supporters club or something, and they wanted us to come over and watch a game. I must flick through them emails and see if I can find that and see if I can get in touch with them guys again. Because I wouldn't mind going to see a Coventry City game, because apparently their stadium's amazing. Yeah, it was Coventry. I think it was last year. They sent me an email. Must have a look through the emails some night and see if I can find that email again. Or if you're listening to the podcast, send me another email. I'm sure we'll get in touch again. Right, I'll do one more here to see where, before I get off here, to go and get ready to celebrate my birthday this afternoon with Lewis. I don't know what we're going to be at, to be honest. He wants to go and play darts, but I don't know what to be at. But let's have another look here and see. Right, one more from Harry. Harry says, hey Matthew, quick question for the podcast. Where is the best place you've ever been to on holiday or a day trip, or have you any fond memories of a place that always sticks to mind? Happy birthday. Keep up the great work. Harry, I do have a few spots that obviously sticks in my mind. Most importantly, growing up as a kid, going to the caravan. My late grandmother and grandfather's caravan in Newcastle here in Northern Ireland. Some great memories down at the caravans. Obviously, Blackpool in the summer with the kids was obviously great memories. I was just talking to a friend of mine there yesterday about it. I remember, I actually posted a photograph on Instagram, was it Sunday, of Brooke and Lewis at the top of the tower jumping up. High as I took them, photographing them in mid-air. That's an Orby place. It's just so many great places. I went to Florida one time years ago with Brooke and Lewis's mum. That was a great holiday. I just had so many good memories there that time. Chicago, because all it done was fucking rain the whole time I was there. But just there's everything like going into Newcastle again with the caravan, but in the actual wee town of Newcastle back in the late 80s, early 90s. It hasn't really changed much. It's obviously changed a wee bit down there now, but not as much as what it used to. But just be fond memories I have of little things like that. Always remember the summer times in Belfast before I moved to Bangor. The hot summer days, running out with your friends playing football, and water fights with your friends, and just different places. Anywhere other places. Obviously Liverpool, I have a load of memories in Liverpool too as well. But there are just a few. It always sticks in my head from obviously being a kid. But I do remember the caravan, because the caravan was great times. absolutely incredible. I mean, I put a video up there on YouTube. I think it was about 2 years ago. We were in Newcastle for the day with me and Lewis were down with a friend of ours and their niece. We all went down for the day, and I asked the friend to stop off at the old caravan park I used to go to as a kid. And I think I did do a vlog in there briefly. I think I've done some footage in there. And it's so many great memories of a caravan park growing up as a kid. But yeah, hope that answers your question, Harry. Thank you for your email and thank you for the birthday message. I appreciate it. Right, guys, I want to go here now. A bit of an earlier finish to the podcast today because I'm obviously going to cut off here now and get myself ready for today. Once again, thank you so much for all your birthday messages. I'm sure I'll probably hear from more of you over the day. I'll try and reply to a lot of you as much as I can on social media and stuff. But thank you. I really do appreciate it. Before I do go, guys, don't forget, you want to get in touch with me, you know how to do it by now, the email address and the social media. Check out our website, mirrorarmy.co.uk. Our friends at FTVL Spot for all your football needs as well. Don't forget to check them out. And I'll be back here on Thursday for more of a happier podcast, hopefully, and more of an upbeat podcast. And I'll tell you what I've been up to over the last few days as well. In relation to my birthday and what else I've been up to as well. I'll tell you all about it as well on Thursday. So, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll see you on Thursday. I might just go and get drunk tonight. Should I get drunk tonight? I think I might do. I'll keep you posted how my birthday gets on. Anyway, guys, I will see you all on Thursday. Enjoy the next couple of days yourselves, and I'll be back for another episode of the Mirari podcast. So until Thursday, I shall see you all soon. I'm going to go here and sing happy birthday to myself. See you on Thursday, guys. Thanks for listening.